Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Today, I'm going to be playing an updated Fi list. So I've been playing Fi quite a bit, a little bit on camera and a little bit off camera, just kind of like trying to work on the list. Fi really feels like it's going to be a front runner for for ProQuest season for me. If not, I guess I've always got Bravo to fall back on, but. So I've made a couple of changes. One of the problems that I feel like I've run into is that I struggle with the Icelander matchup with the way the deck's set up. So I made a couple of changes. Now, some of those changes are we added a Command and Conquer to the list. I added an Energy Potion, and I added a second source of Arcane Barrier. So I'm kind of looking to see how that helps, if it helps at all. I'm going to be looking today to play against... Oh, excuse me. I'm going to be looking today to play against Lexi and to play against Icelander. And I'm going to request to play against like Dromai and Bravo and some things like that because those are very relevant decks in the meta right now. But with all things being said that way, I'm still looking at... I'm thinking that the third Command and Conquer might help us with Lexi. I'm like... The matchup, when both decks draw like fair, like, throw your attacks at each other... It feels like it's 50-50. Now, it's very possible that like one deck high rolls the other. Like Friday night at an Armory event, I had a guy on the team, Zach, deal 37 damage to me on his second turn. He went first, double arsenaled, and then I put him to 24. He took everything, and then he put me to 3. Now, my hand had all 2 blocks, so I said no blocks, so I could have blocked a little bit more efficiently and made a like more balanced turn out of it, but I ended up just going to 3 just to kind of see what happened. And then we actually ended up playing a pretty close game after that. I ended up getting him down to 3. So it was a pretty close game, pretty back and forth, but his 37-point turn definitely put him in the driver's seat. If I'd have came back and won that game, I have no idea. Probably I would have like lost my mind. Would have been absolutely crazy. So I've made some changes. I'm going to be playing today looking for more meta decks instead of playing against like Bolton and like other random stuff. Although Bolton did win Netherlands Nationals, so there's that. That's kind of cool. So let's go ahead and jump in here. I need to grab my deck list now that I've updated it. Can't believe that the Fi deck is worth $1,000. Looking for Lexi, Icelander, Bravo, Dromai, and I guess we'll just look for one of these 5 matchups, and we'll see what happens. We might be able to find them pretty quick today. We might not. I'm honestly not sure. People might be playing other things. If we spend a little bit of time and can't really find a match, then I'll probably just go back to I'll probably just go back to just looking for games as a whole. So okay, so the changes that I made is I added an Arcane Lantern. I feel like in the Icelander matchup, the second Kodachi is pretty much just always going to be it's just always going to be like a hurdle. It's just always going to kind of get in your way. So Arcane Lantern we added in, and then the other things that we changed are we cut Reinforced Line, so there's less Bravo tech here. I added a third Command and Conquer, and I added an Energy Potion, and that's what we're looking at today. So in this matchup, we got Mask of the Pouncing Lynx, Flamescale Furnace, Tiger's Rapshuko, and Snapdragon Scalers, and... We're going to add in these 3 cards. We're going to cut our Artivores. We could add Breaking Points if we wanted to as a 1 for 5 when they have Spinal Crush in. You know what? Let's try it. I haven't really tried Breaking Point in this matchup, but let's just kind of test that theory and see how it goes. We might be able to get a little lucky and set some things up there. I'm probably looking to arsenal my Flame Call Awakening here. Try to set up a bigger turn. We can try to set up a bigger turn with a Flame Call Awakening where we get to like, 7 or 8 chain links here. Be pretty good for us. Plus, I guess I could just play it as a 1 for 3. Arsenal the Empowerment. Empowerment's a pretty good card to have in Arsenal. It's going to be for 2. I'm curious to see how they do this. I've committed to just putting the Flame Call Awakening in my arsenal. Alright, bravo. Their hand must be pretty good if they're just committing to taking all of this. Okay, so they have CNC Pummel, which is not great for us. Yeah, I can only assume they have the Pummel at this point. So I'm going to give 2 cards here, see if they pummel it. Yep. I was like, we'll take 4. We'll discard the Rising Resentment. So we only took 4, so we're not really like behind as far as life total is concerned, but they definitely have a better setup than we do right now. I'm going to just throw the brand for 2 at our opponent here. I could Arsenal it and take a chance. We have seen 2 Command and Conquers already. But I think I'd rather just stick with the Daniel Rutkowski game plan, where I'm just staying off of an Arsenal as much as I can. I probably will try to set up a Sink Below in my Arsenal this turn, if I can. Yeah, so this is just 7. Like, this just says 7. So right now we're looking at Soaring Strike, Spreading Flames, Activate 5 for 2. Arsenal, so 4, 7, 9. And then Arsenal. We're taking 7 to serve 9 here. Generally not a good trade against Bravo. Like, you only really get 1 or 2 turns, in my opinion, where you can just say no blocks. And just take the damage. And you generally want it to be like a disable when it doesn't matter, or like a hammer or something like that. So the 0 for 4 defense reactions give them a pretty decent like leg up in this matchup. Yep, our opponent's blocking out here. Means that they're probably looking at a hammer turn, if I had to guess. And then this will be for 2. They're probably looking at hammer and Arsenal here, if I had to guess. Okay, so I could put the Soul Bead Strike on the bottom if I wanted to. I could also just be okay with Kadachi, Spreading Flames, Lava Vein Loyalty, Rising Resentment, Phoenix Flame, and then go get Mask of the Pouncing Lynx if I wanted to this turn. I have to go to 23 to be able to do this, which is fine. Like, I don't think that's the end of the world. I'm going to commit to doing this, so I'm just going to turn my mask on, and whenever we hit with an attack action, we're just going to let the mask happen. I mean, unless their hand's really good, they'll probably give us 2 or 3 cards to block with here. The Lava Burst at the end of the chain here will be for 7, so the only way that we're ever going to go get Assault the Wound is... I mean, I guess we could wait and try to take our chances toward the end of the chain, but I don't think we should. So, like, right now, Assault the Wound is sitting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so... yeah, we'll just go ahead and use it, and we'll get a Lava Burst. Rising Resentment for 3. Phoenix Flame's going to be for 2. And then Lava Burst will be for 7. Or no, I guess we already played this. So Phoenix Flame's going to be for 3. Then Lava Burst is going to be for 6. So we use Mask of the Pouncing Lynx to like really have a pretty big and explosive turn to put us up 7 points here. So if I go Sink Below, my turn is Kadachi, Brand, Kadachi, Phoenix Flame, Snatch. which is not bad. Or the alternative line is to go Snatch, Furnace, and Sink Below from Arsenal, and then Arsenal or Sink Below. I think it's better just to go Sink Below, Sink Below. I don't like that we're only up 7 points and they still have all their equipment. Tells me that they're definitely like an experienced Bravo player. I don't really know what they're waiting on. Like, unless this is a lunging press. And God, if that's a lunging press, I'm going to cry myself to sleep tonight. I've seen Bravos play the lunging press, but I've never actually ran into it. I mean, lunging press command and conquer is kind of cool, like in certain situations. But again, I honestly think that like lunging press in the Bravo deck is more of like a check you to make sure that like you're just like playing consistently. Like, I don't know. It seems more like a meme than it does anything. Brand. We don't get to trigger Shuko this turn. Okay, so they give us their first piece of equipment there because they're looking to turn on some kind of crush effect here. And they know that they don't have to stop Mask of Momentum. I really don't think Mask of Momentum is the way to go in this matchup. If you guys disagree, I'm more than happy to hear about why you disagree with that. But I don't think that Mask of Momentum is the way to go. They're just going to give us Tech Plating and Crater Fist here. Oh, no, they have a Sink Below? Okay, I guess they were saying I'll just sit on it and arsenal it. If you don't present something worth blocking. Huh. Honestly, part of me's kind of tempted to just go 3-5-7. If we had another 3 block, we could just throw 8 in front of it, Arsenal or Sink Below. I kind of want to get our Sink Below and our Arsenal here. The only way to do that is to just give up. So if I went Lava Vein, Soaring Strike for 5, and then Sink Below, take 2, go to 18, Arsenal our Ronin Renegade, and pass, that's like a play we could make. And then that way we still have 4 pieces of equipment. Now we will be out of Sink Belows at that point. We will have no more defense reaction help. Wait, what? Wait, no. That's not what I... Okay. If I went Soaring Strike, Flamescale Furnace, Sink Below, we take 3, go to 17, and then we have a... And then from there, we have a 5-point turn. Yeah, I think we just have to play the Sink Below here. We take 2. I'm not going to bottom the Ronin Renegade. I'm just going to keep it and arsenal it, which is kind of against the whole Daniel Rutkowski way of thinking, which is basically what I try to play by when I play this deck. But yeah. All right. Well, immediately punished. So Spreading Flame. So Kodachi, Spreading Flames, Brand. Yeah, I'm just gonna say no blocks here. I was like, it's not likely that he has the pummel here, but I guess he could. Like, our opponent, like, if he had it, he probably would have played it there if I had to guess. So, we can get the Phoenix Flame here and just go E-Strike for 7 at the end of the chain. Or we can throw the Phoenix Flame for 3 and then Arsenal the E-Strike. Again, we're making another decision that goes against the Daniel Rutkowski way of thinking. Now, I say this is how Daniel Rutkowski used to think. I don't know if he still feels that way about this matchup anymore. Could be completely different. But back in the day when Daniel Rutkowski used to play against Bravo, he used to say, because he was like the like one of the big Fai players at the beginning, he used to actively say, he used to say, you don't want to Arsenal anything and you want to take out Art of Wars in this matchup because your Art of Wars are best played off of a 5-card hand. And so after I learned that, I started really like, you know, playing that way, and it definitely like helped a lot of things. I think I'm just going to throw the Phoenix Flame for 2. We're not close enough to the end of the game, or for 3, I mean. We're not close enough to the end of the game, in my opinion, to be able to just get away with just saying who cares. We'll Arsenal this. So this is Hammer for 6. Okay, so Breaking Point is just a 1 for 5 at this point. Like, that's all that card is. So, like, right now, our opponent has 3, 4, 5 points of equipment block left. We're looking at, I mean, Breaking Point is a 1 for 5, which I do want to hang on to. So, if I go Kodachi, Brand, Kodachi, Rising Resentment, I can get Phoenix Flame for free. And if I hit with the Rising Resentment, I can banish my Breaking Point, play it for 5, Snapdragons, E-Strike for 7. So I think this is a turn where I can take 6 and have a pretty explosive like turn here, like at the end of the game. Like, we're going to 6 to throw, I mean, I haven't counted exactly how much it is. We're going to take 6 and we're going to offer 1, 4, 5, 8. I mean, I guess it changes and varies depending on what hits where and what we're looking at, because it appears that our opponent has a pretty good hand and wants to keep it. They're playing around potential Salt to Wound trigger effects here, which I think is pretty smart. I'm pretty much just going to use Snapdragons at this point during the game to just try and make sure that we're getting cards out of their hand. Okay, so if I throw Breaking Point for 5 and then E-Strike for 7, they're forced to give me a card. I think that's worth. Like, if they're paying attention, this screams Snapdragon Scalers, because I didn't use my Fai ability to throw Phoenix Flame, and I could have just Phoenix Flame beforehand. And we'll come in for 7. This actually requires 2 cards from their hand, and I wasn't really thinking about that, and they just concede. Okay, cool. I guess they realize that they're going to give us 2 cards. They're going to take 1, go to 2, and then they're going to throw Hammer for 4, and we still have 4 pieces of equipment block, and we have an entire hand. So, good start to the day. Beating Bravo, even though we didn't have Reinforced Line, feels like a... Looking... they did not save it. Okay, I'm just going to have to copy this. Alright. Looking for... Oh, there it is. I'll just have to type in LF moving forward. Actually, I probably could have just joined the 5 player that was sitting there and just play the game with them. Would have been good to play the mirror. I need to make sure that the changes I'm making aren't giving up points into like the mirror or Katsu or things like that. Now, not that like I think I'm like uber favored in those matchups or anything, but Also, one thing I'm probably going to work on off stream is like an Emberblade version of the deck. I haven't played an Emberblade Fai in a long time. Like, I think Emberblade Fai is very good, and I think I think it's much better against fatigue strategies where people will be trying to fatigue you. But if people have played against Fai a lot, they understand that they can't really be fatiguing you. Like, fatigue's just not really a thing against Fai, like, as long as like the person you're playing against like really understands what's going on. It's just not really something that okay. If your Fai opponent understands how to play their deck, it is like nearly impossible to fatigue them. Now, if the opponent you're playing against understands what's going on, it is like they won't try to fatigue you. They won't be trying to fatigue you. Been having too many snacks at my desk when I'm playing games at night. I have crumbs on my desk. I'm turning into like a freaking rat over here. I think Canadian Nationals is on today. I think I caught the last round of Swiss before I started streaming, and it looked like Tark Patel actually missed top 8, lost to an Azalea on the way in the door. Looked like they were playing a winning in for top 8. All right, let's see if we can find. I mean, I'll play a game against Azalea. Like playing against Azalea, like there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, okay, it appears that I mean, I appreciate that like people like are at least reading the messages now and like respect that people are saying looking for this, you know, but you want to go second against Icelander, in my opinion. This is a great time to test out my new tech and to see how it plays out. So we're going to run Arcane Lantern, we're going to run Mask of the Pouncing Lynx, Tunic, Shuko, and Tide Flippers. And in this matchup, we currently have 57 cards. We're going to play Energy Potion, and we're going to play 2 copies of Ancestral Empowerment. Our opponent will be blocking quite a bit, so we want to have... I don't want to play more than 60 cards because it throws off our blue ratio, but I do like the idea of being on... I do like the idea of having 2 Ancestral Empowerments. They're also not running... They're also not running the arm piece, which is interesting to me. So tick Tunic up to 1. I actually missed a Tunic trigger last night playing. I haven't missed a Tunic trigger in forever, and it's just it kind of shows like what happens when you play decks that like aren't. Like, when you play decks that don't have Tunic. I haven't played a deck that has Tunic in it in so long. Like, I just wasn't thinking about it. The last deck that I seriously played with Tunic in it was Oldham. Okay, so playing our blue is immediately punished by them having a Channel Lake Frigid here. I think I'm just going to play, after this, I'm just going to play E-Strike for 7. No. We're just going to play E-Strike for 7, and we're going to put this on the bottom. Try to get some pressure on our opponent here. The fact that they played Channel Lake Frigid means that they want to keep their cards to be able to keep it on the field, more than likely. Okay. Or they have double Sink Below in their hand, and I guess they're going to pitch an ice card here to Coronet Peek me and keep Channel in play, which is also not like a bad line to play. We're going to AB1 here. They're actually not going to be able to keep their Channel. Okay, so my opponent is not a very experienced Icelander player. That does not mean we can't lose this game, but it does mean that we are automatically in a better spot than I thought we were. We get to have a pretty good hand here, considering that they have to use Storm Striders to really disrupt us. I mean, they could have a Blizzard. Like, Blizzard is a card that can, like, shut our turn down. But if they do have a Blizzard and they play it on the Kodachi or something, then we're okay. We're going to spend 1 to get our Phoenix Flame back. Phoenix Flame comes in for 2 because of Shuko. Our blue brand was Cinderclaw, helping us out in that department. Don't really know why they blocked there. We're going to go Blaze Headlong for 4 go again. And then we're going to have Lava Burst for 5. Pretty explosive start to the game here. Now, our opponent playing a channel like Frigid that they can't keep around, really helping us out in that department. Okay, all right, so our opponent goes down to 28. Freeze a card in their arsenal. So, did they reveal anything? They revealed an Ice Bolt. So Ice Bolt means that they're going to stop us by doing 1. I mean, so Ronin, Brand, Kodachi, Phoenix Flame, Snatch. And I'm just like, I'm basically agreeing to take 3 to do that, which is fine with me. I also have Tunic available to me, which is like pretty convenient. Okay, so they're going to pitch a red to play their Ice Bolt here. Okay, so let's think about this. I need 1 resource, 0 resources. So I need 1 resource to play the rest of my turn, which means I really need 2 resources. So I can use my Tunic and I can AB 2 here. Okay, so I mean, it doesn't matter what 2 we AB here. We'll still have 2 resources. We'll pay 1 to throw the brand. No, we're gonna take 3 here. Go to 31. And then we're gonna have a pretty good turn here. Our opponent got to push through 4 points of damage, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna get to push through more than 4 points here. We're gonna throw brand, get rid of the Frostbite. Considering they don't have the Iron Rock Gauntlet, we are in a much better spot, I think, to be able to throw our Snatch here at the end of the turn. It's gonna make them. It's gonna make their blocking situation a lot more awkward. That or they're just gonna have their 3rd sink below because they've already seen 2. So this is either a real tempo lead here, or it's just an arsenal, or they're gonna give us Coronet Peak, which very wrong in my opinion this early in the game. Okay, so they just decided to keep their cards. Now, this is an all-red hand, so this can get a little awkward here, to say the least. They're probably going to take our Flame Call Awakening, if I had to guess, because it's a resource grab. Now, joke's on them, we have a Flame Call Awakening. They could also take our Blaze Headlong because it's just the most explosive card in our hand. I think taking Rising Resentment would be a trap here as far as our opponent's concerned. Because they have an Ether Hell in their hand, which means they can give us a Frostbite and deal 5 Arcane to us. One of the things that I'd like to point out while this game is going on, that last turn cycle, we were up 10 points. This turn cycle, we're up 12 points. If you continue to do this the rest of the game, interesting. I still think that was a trap, but... So we're going to play Ronin Renegade for 3 go again. They're going to give us a Frostbite. I can't prevent any of this. So I'm going to play the Flame Call Awakening from my arsenal. So I'm going to take 5 here off the Ether Hill and off of the Waning Moon. So we're going to go from 31 to 26. They're going to block. We're going to pitch both of our cards to come in with Flame Call Awakening. Trigger, we go get another Phoenix Flame because we have met the requirements of playing another red card. And then this allows us to come in for 3. And then we're going to come in with a Phoenix Flame for 1. And then we're going to come in for another Phoenix Flame for 2 because it's Tiger Stripe Shuko, which is very valuable for us. And, I mean, if we wanted to, Mask of the Pouncing Lynx is looking pretty good here. Like, we could turn on Lynx and just go get a Lava Burst. Just really put the pressure on our opponent here. Let's see what they do. Like, should we just, like, really put the pedal to the metal here since they're saying no blocks? I think that it's probably looking as good as it can. So Lava Burst is for 5. And Salt and Wound is also going to be for 5. Lava Burst is easier to play. In my opinion, Salt and Wound also gives us more resources to play into our AB, so maybe Lava Burst is correct here. Yeah, maybe we just go for the Lava Burst here because Salt and Wound is just resources. And then they both would have been for 5. Woohoo! Alright. So I was up 12 points. Now I'm up 13 points. Now, this hand's not great at all. We could make the decision here to play Salt and Wound and see what they do. There's not a great line here. Like, none of the options that we have here are good lines at all. We could just play the Energy Potion and pass. I really think this is Kodachi into Snatch. Actually, you know what? This might be Kodachi. Not going to pay for this. They go to 13 here. Or they go to 14 here. So, I can pitch the Snatch to play Energy Potion. Or I can just play Snatch. And I think playing Snatch is fine here, because it gets 2 cards out of their hand, or it gets their last Sink Below out of their deck. Gets their last Sink Below out of their deck. Yep, there it is. I was like, if not, they have a ready through Ice Vein, and they're trying to strip cards out of our hand here. Now, with 2 cards in their hand, there's not a ton they're really doing here. Like they don't have Cornet Peak. I was like, so they're probably just passing. Unless they have, like, a Frosting or something. I like having Tunic available to us. Let's just start with a Rising Resentment and see what happens here. I hate playing our blues, but I think that's the situation that we put ourselves in. We're playing our extra blue for a 16th blue, and we're just putting ourselves in the spot. Interesting that they decided to even have Frost Hex in their deck here, much less actually arsenal it and play it against me. Let's just go ahead and get the Kodachi out of the way. I wonder if I'm supposed to pitch Rising Resentment there. I think I am. I think if I pitch Rising Resentment, I can still Arcane Barrier if they decide to go for the Waning Moon here. Actually, I could use Tunic here to activate Fai to go get a Phoenix Flame. I wonder what our opponent's thinking about here. I'm actually kind of curious to know, like, what they're tanking about. Are they going to go for the Waning Moon? If they do, I'm just going to take 3. Oh no, there's Storm Striders here. Okay. They must feel like this is their opportunity to try and swing the game. Frost Hex is revealed, so they have another Frost Hex in their hand. So I can prevent 2. And then pay 2 to avoid discarding. And then my Tunic resource does get wasted here, but... so that was a catch-up turn for them. They brought the game back within 10 points there. Yep, cast that Frost Hex. Dude, like, I cannot tell you how much of a win that feels like it is for me. So, I think I'm just going to play the Spreading Flames here and just try to have our bigger turn. If they finally have drawn a Blizzard, then our turn gets ended here, which is unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. No. Okay. One thing that I also forgot about, and I haven't really been like trying to practice and do today, is that Rising Resentment can actually reduce your cost through Frostbites. So it's actually good to banish your 0-cost cards off the Rising Resentment. Excuse me. Now this would have been a great turn to sit on the to wait for my Mask of the Pouncing Lynx, but again, we don't know that a turn like that's ever going to come, and we had a very good turn lined up, ready to go, so let's just start with a head jab here. A head jab that actually reduces costs. The only resources that we really have this turn are Bram with Cinderclaw. I'm taking 3 because I need my resources, and also like okay, so they go to 3. We get to banish a Bram with Cinderclaw, which is actually insanely valuable because we don't have to pay for it through the Frostbite. Obviously, our opponent was not aware of this situation. So good. Rising Resentment is so good into this matchup. And then we're going to throw Mounting Anger for 4. I mean, yeah, let's get back a Phoenix Flame. Kadachi for 1. It's like block it or die, my dude. And then Phoenix Flame for 2. Alright. Well, that felt a lot cleaner. That felt a lot cleaner from where I was sitting. Right there. That felt a lot better. Hey, number 535. Thanks for subbing, man. I appreciate it. Or she, whomever. Appreciate you subbing. I guess let's try to play the mirror. The Ghost of 84. Good luck and have fun. They're going first, so we're going second. So I wonder if momentum is correct here. Since we're going second, we can try to keep the power with momentum over the course of the game. So we definitely want Sink Belows. I think that we want breaking points because they'll try to... Actually, do we want Command and Conquerors or breaking points, or do we want both? Since we're going second, I don't care to leave in these like bigger cards. Maybe I'm just bringing in my Sink Belows. Let's try it with just Sink Belows and see what happens. I'm honestly not sure how it goes. They're on Emberblade, and they're on Tide Flippers. Interesting. Honestly, the funny part is like this hand is amazing. Like I really wish I could keep this hand for like another turn. Cinderskin Devotion, huh? All right. Not something I would have seen coming. Yep, we'll block this for 2. Then they'll arsenal our last card. This hand, not nearly as good as our last one, but we get to go Kadachi Kadachi. I guess we get to see how they block. How they block tells us a lot about this matchup, or tell us a lot about their game plan here. So Kadachi Kadachi. I mean, they can give us any card and stop our mask here. Like, if I was my opponent, I would be so happy with seeing this as like my mask momentum chain. I wonder why they have Tide Flippers. Like, it's very possible that they're in a predicament like in their life where they don't own Snapdragon Scalers. Now, I know that's kind of a weird thing to think about because Snapdragon Scalers is like not expensive at all. We're not going to make anything cost less. So this is for 2. I can't believe they decided to give us mask this early. Crazy part's our turn like is just so lackluster. Like we're not even really going to be able to punish them. We're going to come in for 1 with the Phoenix Flame. Like they let us draw and we drew into another blue Rising Resentment. We're going to go draw a card here. Our opponent has declared no blocks already. So, I mean, I guess not a huge fan of arsenaling that. This is probably just going to be block Lava Burst, block Sink Below, like Lava Burst, Sink Below, and then we're just going to E-Strike for 7 here. Like we could go, I don't know. We have a few options. I guess we could have. I'm gonna sink and put the brand on the bottom. Oh, Blood of Drakai. Now that's neat. You have my attention, opponent. This is cool. I kind of want to see what the rest of their turn looks like. What does it say? The next 3 Draconic cards you play cost 1 less to play. Hey, it's 5 go again right here. I think I'll take 5 and go to 33 here. Whoa! Whoa! Man, my opponent's living on cloud 9. This is awesome. This is crazy. This is where legends are made. Oh, God. Is this about to come in for 7? This is so cool. Oh, I'm so glad I'm recording this moment. Oh my god. I'm getting dumpstered. By meme. By meme. I mean, I'm just going to take 4, go to 29, and give them an arsenal here. Dude. Dude, this is awesome. They have played a Rise Up, a Phoenix Form, and a Tome of Firebrand on me. And they pitched a Blood of Drakai. This is so cool. I was going to say that they're playing Tide Flippers because of a budget, but they have Blood of Drakai in their deck. So there's like absolutely no way that's correct. I also don't think it's correct for my opponent to block with Flamescale Furnace there. His hand is not great at all. I guess we'll just block 3 here. Like, my hand's really not good at all. I'll take this 3, that's fine. I think what I'm going to do, honestly, here is I'm going to block Lava Burst, Flame Call Awakening, Arsenal Spreading Flames, and try to set up a big turn where I can try to, like, really push back here. Our opponent has had a couple of hard-hitting turns here, so... I mean, while Tome Firebrand and, like, all of these cards are, like, not ideal and typically played, I could still lose to this. Like, this is still something that, like, I could lose to. Let's block 3 here. Like, I hate blocking with Lava Burst like this, but... What was played? Oh, they played Phoenix Flame for 3, so this is for 2, so... I mean, I guess I could just block 2 cleanly there and just pretty much avoid mask the rest of the game, the rest of the turn here, but it probably was correct to block there. I guess the only way that I ever truly get to regret that is if... Oh, there is a no problem chat. It's just all the way at the bottom of the chat. I did not know that there were more chats there. How about that? Look, I mean, look at Talishar thinking ahead. Big brain. So they activate Flamescale Furnace and pass. Yeah, I mean, so mistake number 1 this game was probably arsenaling the Lava Vein Loyalty. That card is designed to be a blue that blocks for 3, like that, like can be played randomly. But like we had a couple of awkward hands in a row, and it really put us in a bad spot. So this hand is amazing. We're really gonna do everything in our power right here to not block if we can. Now, I'm really hoping that they like put a chain link on here somewhere, like on the mask chain link that like lets us block with Furnace and keep mask off. Rise from the Ashes showing its power here. Like, it's a very strong card. Like, and it plays really well into these like combo-y Fi decks that like my opponents clearly put together here. I should probably just make a YouTube short out of my opponent's turn where they where they played Blood of Drakai, Tome of Firebrand in the same turn. The crazy part is they used the Blood of Drakai to play the Tome of Firebrand for free, which is cool. Like, Tome of Firebrand that turn said pay 0, draw 2 cards. Pay 0, draw 2 cards in Flesh and Blood is like insane. Uh-oh, their hand's a little awkward. Alright, I'm taking 3 here. I don't like it because it means that they can force mask next turn. But our turn is, like, very good and puts mask on the chain multiple times because we get to go Kodachi, this, Brand, Kodachi. Actually, it's this, Brand, Kodachi, this, or Phoenix, this, Phoenix Flame, this, Phoenix Flame. So, like, it's very good either way. They're playing Knick, Knack, Bric-a-Brac. This is wild, dude. My opponent is on the sauce. Like, not alcohol, like the good sauce. Like, the I'm gonna, like, meme on somebody today sauce. And another 7 dominate to end the turn. That's 2 rise-ups they've played for 7. So when 5 first became a thing, I was playing, Alexander and I were playing Rise Up in our deck as a way to tech against Oldhim. I'm hoping that we're just not down too many points for my lackluster play early in the game. Like, it kind of feels like whoever's forced to block first with their equipment is, like, in a worse spot. Normally in these matchups. Now, this is Kodachi for 2. Spreading Flames is a 1 for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Spreading Flames is a 1 for 9 this turn. I'd call that a win. Where they give us that right there. That's 100% a win to me. Now, this is for 3 because of Shuko. So they can give us a 3 block from their hand. I'm hoping that their hand is awkward here. Now, this is for 4 on hit mask, so they can give us a card in Furnace to stop mask here. We did do a lot of catching up this turn. Mask being, or Spreading Flames being a 1 for 9 this turn was definitely what I would call value town for us. Now, we didn't get to attack with the 1 Kadachi, but I'm pretty sure we made up the value somewhere else with our cards. And we were actually able to stop mask because of the awkwardness of our opponent's last hand. I also noticed they're playing yellow Rise from the Ashes. So they're just on like Rise Up, Phoenix Flame, like Phoenix Form. They're on all the cards. Like they're probably on Inflame if I had to guess. Like Inflame and Flame Call Awakening to just try to put extra cards on the chain. God, please draw something that we can use. Yeah, you love to see it. Spreading Flames is a 1 for 10 this turn. My gosh. So dumb. So dumb. So this is actually like a really good moment to talk about here. Because we drew Brand with Cinderclaw, we can pitch Phoenix Flame for Kadachi, making our Flame Call Awakenings that are in our deck better later in the game, while also keeping the same amount of damage here because we've already used Shuko. So this, like, pitching the Phoenix Flame is just the best play here. And we immediately draw a Flame Call Awakening. Now, we pitch stacked our other one, so, like, this is the last one. I mean, I guess we shuffled. Yeah, we just shuffled last turn. I'm going to say no blocks here. They're going to use Tide Flippers, I'm sure. Now, this is a turn where if I need to, I'm going to give Mask and Furnace. I want to keep Shuko because Shuko has, like, they're at 2. We're never going to get Mask again. They've given us Mask twice this game. I understand why they kept Mask. They're at 9. Or we're at 9, so there's a better chance that they actually get their mask, but you could have just Emberbladed right there, and then that would have been for free. So if you Emberblade there for 3, and then you can 5 for free. Yeah, you Emberblade for 2, and then 5 for free, is what I was trying to say, but my brain had a stroke. Yep, I'll take 1. So, I know that we drew a Flame Call Awakening, but this is probably just going to be... Is he about to deal 4 damage to us with Red Hot? He dealt 3 to us because he has a Potion of Ironhide. What even is that? Attack actions get +1 defense this turn. So I could go to 1 here. I could give Shuko go to 3. And then have my Art of War turn. Where hopefully we get most of the cards out of their hand. Yeah, so they're on Red Hot. They're on all of it here. They are playing the whole shebang, which is like super neat to me. I'm going to banish it Flame Call Awakening. Because Flame Call Awakening, I mean, I guess Flame Call Awakening is a 1 for 5, and like a 0 for 4 is better than a 1 for 5 in my opinion. So we're looking at Kadachi, which they don't have to block. They can go to 1 here if they want. They have 1 life to give here, and that's all the life that they have that they can use as a resource. Okay. I'm honestly worried that because of my opponent is playing like such a different deck that I'm just gonna like get got by a card that I'm not aware of, like kind of exists, if you want the truth. Like Red Hot is a great example of that. I was not prepared to play around Red Hot today. Draconic Kadachi. We're gonna throw Ronin Renegade for 4. They'll probably just give us a card from hand here, if I had to guess. We might kill them this turn, honestly. I don't know. Like, if one of the cards in their hand doesn't block, we'll kill them this turn, but... Considering, they're probably just trying to hang on to all their cards here. They give us 2 cards here. That, or they have, like, a sink below randomly. Red Hot only has a text if it's Rupture, right? Yeah, only at Rupture. Okay, I guess they just didn't have anything. Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest, like, as far as, like, making sure that, like, my deck is, like, well represented to play the mirror, I wouldn't really count that. Just because, like, that's not really a deck I'll ever play against, if you want the truth, but it was kind of cool to, like, play a more casual game where my opponent was, like, on the cool card train. Like, that was an interesting deck. The fact that they got Toma Firebrand off, Phoenix Form for 5, and the 1 for 7 would dominate all in the same turn was really cool. Like, unfortunately, really cool won't win you games, so that is a little unfortunate. As much as I wish it would, cool decks don't always win games, so 3-0 is a pretty good start to the day, though. I was really hoping to, like, play against Lexi some today. Like, so, like, the Lexi games I've been playing are, like I have been winning more than I'm losing. Part of that, I think, is because I'm skill gapping people on Talishar, if you guys want the truth, but this might just be one of those things that, like I'm hoping that the 3rd Command and Conquer, like, 3 breaking points and 3 Command and Conquers. So, like, the idea is that when we play that matchup, we go 3 Command and Conquers, 3 breaking points, 3 sink belows. We take out a Phoenix Flame and all 3 Flame Call Awakenings. So we're adding 9 cards and going to 66, and then we're taking out 4 cards back down to 62. And we're just trying to play this, like, game plan where, like, we're trying to block effectively and put enough on hit effects on them that it's like they have to block or it's lose our arsenal. So that's the idea behind what I'm going for. Now, unfortunately, you know, things don't always work out the way you plan, so hey, Lexi. Lexi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What an interesting name. So this is definitely a momentum matchup. We want Furnace because it helps block, and we're gonna do exactly what we just talked about. We're gonna go down to 62 cards. Part of me is wondering if there's 62 like cards that we could cut. Like, maybe if we cut 2 Mounting Angers, like, we can just play 60. Actually, you know what? Let's try that. It's a 2 block, and it doesn't really play into our breaking point game plan. I like that idea. Let's try that. That might be the 60 that I run moving forward. Let's throw Kadachi and see what they do. Like, having Command and Conquer in our opening hand is, like, very valuable for us. And I'm curious to know how, like, so okay. I'm just gonna pass. And if they don't load anything, that's fine. So now that I know they can't stop it, I'm going to throw the Command and Conquer here. So our opponent starts the game at 36 with 0 arsenal, and we have a sink below in our arsenal. I think we're looking to set up a pretty good turn here. Okay, double premeditate means there's only going to be 1 arrow coming at us. Okay, so this is going to be for 11. It's a pretty good start there. Won't lie. Our hand are all blocked too, so even if we blocked with everything and sunk below, we could just arsenal the Art of War. We'd still end up taking 2, giving them a ponder. So what we can do here is sink below, put a Rising Resentment on the bottom. We can take 8, give them the same 2 ponders that they would have had anyway, and then we can try to have a more explosive turn. Setting up with Art of War and now a Spreading Flames. We're putting ourselves in a decent position. We're down 4 points, and we have a pretty strong hand here to start the game. This doesn't mean that we're going to win by any stretch of the imagination, but this is definitely a good start to where we want to be at if we're going to win the game. So let's banish our Bram with Cinderclaw. So let's go Spreading Flames. We're not going to be able to play our Soaring Strike. We're going to have to end up on an Arsenal, which is fine. We're going to play Bram with Cinderclaw for 4. We're going to play Kodachi for 2. Draconic Kodachi. Like, there's no reason for you to give me that. You're not going to give me... Okay, so they're just saying that they're going to stop Mask this way. Hey, what's up, Alejandro? Alejandro? I hope I'm saying that correctly. Alejandro is what it looks like. It looks like how it's spelled. Definitely playing 5 once Lexi's out, dude. I'm trying to play 5 while Lexi's around. So maybe I'm crazy for that though. So this is gonna be for 3. And then I'm just gonna Arsenal here. Like, there's no way for me to play my last card, unfortunately. Alright, this hand's pretty good. Oh man, so is theirs. Gosh, dang it. Sheesh. So, we kind of need to block this because this is the card that gives them the ability to throw a 3rd arrow at me. And, like, I really don't want them to be able to do that. Like, I hope they don't have another Bolt and Shot. Heat Seeker for +1, so this is coming in for 8. So we take 8, go to 24, and then our turn is Ronin Blaze Headlong. Man, that would have been a really good turn for us. And they might not have been able to reload their last card. It may not have mattered there, but, like, I don't think that's a chance I can ever take. Because if they have a Rainrazor's 3 of a kind turn where they get to throw 3 arrows at me, like, we're so far behind. Like, now we are at least in a spot where we're only down 1 point coming into our turn. And we do have the ability to at least throw 7 back at them. So we can't threaten Mask or do anything here, unfortunately. I wish we could really... I wish that Soaring Strike was a 0-cost card. Okay, so... we're just going to take 3. This card is never, ever, 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 to quote Taylor Swift, getting blocked ever. I'm going to block with Soul Beat Strike and Breakpoint here. Again, I'm never blocking this card. Unless it's going to kill me, I'm never blocking this card. Like, it doesn't change anything. It's damaged. It's not relevant. Did they name Go Again here? They did. So this is for 5 Go Again. I mean, this is a pretty good on-hit effect. If I block this, the question is, are they going to get another Heat Seeker? Or do I go to 12 and then block whatever they throw at me the last time? It has to be a 0 card, though. Like, whatever they're going to throw at me has to be a 0 after this. So blocking this seems like the way to go. They're going to discard. I mean, I was like, they discard. Okay. I was like, what? Yep, so they play Codex. They get a Falcon Wing. It's definitely just... Okay, so they're going to do this and then get a Searing Shot? So that I have 2 Frailties? Interesting. I mean, this is 2 pretty explosive turns for my opponent back-to-back right here. Yeah, good block on the Bolton Shot. Definitely not worth the risk after Rain Razors. Yeah, I agree. I think it's definitely worth there. Okay, so they did get a Heat Seeker, so they are gonna they had Tunic up. I wasn't thinking about that. So the Command and Conquer is actually pretty valuable here because they're gonna have a 6-card hand. Blue Infecting Shot, and then I guess if they draw a non-attack action, they can arsenal it here. And then I can go Kodachi. Actually, is it better to go Soaring Strike Command and Conquer? Probably not, right? Like, probably just better to go Kodachi, or Kodachi is irrelevant. So I guess let's throw our 10-point turn at them. They've already played 2 Codex of Frailty, so the odds of them having a 3rd one here is not super high, but... Maybe I'm just supposed to throw the Command and Conquer because this is for 2. Like, I guess I just wasted 2 points there. The Frailties are costing me either way. It's like, and now they'll give me 2 cards out of their hand. Oh, giving us a 2-block. Okay. All right. Well, we're down 8 points, and we're down 8 points, and we're in a rough spot here. Our opponent has had back-to-back super explosive hands, and now they had another Rain Razors 3-of-a-kind turn set up. All right. You're not going to be anything that draws this well. I don't care what hero you're playing. Like, so our opponent went Rain Razors 3-of-a-kind, and then they had a 2-arrow. They had a 4-arrow turn off double Codex, and now they block 6, and they still have double Rain Razors. Like, I don't even know how we're going to live. Like, I just can't take 7 here. We'll just die. Blue Death Touch has been a really nice addition to these decks. I guess if I'm going to block this, I should just take 7 off of the last arrow here. Prevent them from having an arsenal. Yeah, I'm going to take 7 and go to 1 here. Man. Just like both turns we had a power card, they just... Like the Command and Conquer we were still able to play, but man, the... Are we about to just be playing Art of War defensively here? I mean, I guess if, like, worst case scenario for us here, so this is Codex, so we're just dead. Because they name Go again. Oh, that's fine. I thought it was going to be way worse than that. We're going to arsenal our Art of War here. And hope that we can have a turn where we can keep some number of cards. I doubt there'll ever be a turn the rest of the game where we can keep anything, but... I mean, that was a pretty lackluster turn. Like, I mean, I guess we could go for it. Like, what's the shame in us going for it, I guess? Like, at this point, we're already down and basically out, so... Buff and banish. Okay, I don't know what just happened there. I guess I clicked the space bar too quickly. Man. That is unfortunate. So I guess we get to go 5. I'm going to snap this, and then I'm going to breaking point for 6. Like, Snapdragons isn't going to get any better here. We'll just come in for 6. Try to make the score a little closer here. This is probably the turn where I die. Like, I have no more equipment and nothing to bail me out here, and I have 1 3-block in my hand. Yeah, I would say I'm uber dead. So this is going to be for 8. Joke's on you, I can block that much. Oh, man. I appreciate that our opponent is technically playing correctly and loading the next arrow here. Like, good play by them. Like, a lot of people don't do that kind of stuff, but, like, I would in that situation. Oh, so let's see here. That was their Rain Razor's 3-of-a-kind turn. This was their double codex turn where they dealt 15 to us. Like we were, man, like, I don't know that I would really call that getting high rolled. Like, honestly, I don't really think I would call that getting high rolled if you want the truth, but like our opponent's like draws just lined up really well against ours, which is just a little unfortunate for us. I do feel like the game plan, though, at least gave us a shot at what we were looking to do. Like, I feel like it at least gave us an opportunity to win the game. Like, we were, I don't know, like, maybe that was getting high rolled. I don't know. Like, I try not to just sit and be like, oh, I got high rolled. Like, I feel like that is the, I got high rolled and I drew poorly are the 2 excuses that card game players use everywhere. Everywhere, like in every card game, no matter what. And so, like, I really try not to just sit and point that way, and I like to talk about what I could have done differently. The Soaring Strike was a mistake. I shouldn't have attacked with the Soaring Strike the turn that I did. I definitely should have just thrown the Command and Conquer. Good effort, Crouching Tiger Phi once Lexi is out. So I tried to play the Crouching Tiger Phi the other day, and I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't super impressed with the list. I was playing it and it felt like, you know what I need? I need a tutor effect. I need Katsu's ability here to be able to make this work. It's kind of what I felt like I was running into. Now that could definitely be my lack of experience with the fight with the Tiger style deck. Like, I'm definitely okay chalking it up to that. Because I know one of the guys that I play cards with locally was having some success with it the other night when he was testing it out. So I'm curious to see if it's just me, like if it's just like my lack of understanding there. The Lexi draws were nutty. I mean, okay, cool. So like if somebody else is saying that I got high rolled, then like I'm definitely like inclined to. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'll just put it that way. So we're bringing in our 9 cards. We're taking out a Phoenix Flame, our 3 Flame Call Awakenings, and we're taking out 2 Mounting Angers to bring us right back down to 60. No! Why did they leave? I was actually really looking forward to playing against Lexi again, if you want the truth. Like, Lexi is like the #1 thing that I need to test into with this deck, because like I feel like Lexi just punishes other aggro decks, so... All right, we're playing against Bravo. Cool. We're going to go second in that matchup. Honestly, just want to play it just to play the Marvel Tigers I got. I love the art. I mean, dude, I get that. Like, I just got my dash altered. I had Mara Ferris or Faris, I don't know how you say her last name. Blackwing Art Studios. I had her alter my deck or alter my dash, and it was really cool looking. I really enjoy it. So we definitely want these 6 cards. The breaking point is the question here. Like, is a 1 for 5? Just, why do people keep leaving? Like I want to test this. I want to see how this new list plays. Yeah, I get that, dude. Like, wanting to, like, I mean, definitely just said looking for this, but sure, we'll try this anyway. But yeah, I get that, man. Like, once you get like cool, like, looking cards or like cards altered or something like that, dude, you want to use them, man. I get it. I completely get it. I feel like Levia, like everything else, will have a turn where they don't want to block, so they're going first, so we're going second. I think we'll just bring in the empowerments and the sink belows and leave everything else the way it is. I think Artivore is fine here. They don't really play Command and Conquer Pummel that often, at least from what I'm aware of. I'm intrigued that they have Huskin against me. I guess we'll just go ahead and use our sink below efficiently here. I don't really know if putting that on the bottom was correct, but considering what we drew, it feels like we definitely made the right decision there. Kadachi, Soaring Strike, Lava Burst, Arsenal, Salto Wound. I mean, feels like or if a lot of our things hit here, like if our opponent, like, I was like, yeah, if they let a lot of our stuff hit here, then we'll just use Salto Wound at the end of the turn. Nothing wrong with that. If our Soaring Strike hits, then we can just if our Soaring Strike hits here, we can give one of them go again and then throw the other one if we want to, if we really want to get like that aggressive here. Feels like a defense reaction? No. Five, go again. Gotcha, opponent. Interesting. Okay, I mean, that's fine. I am intrigued that they used the flesh bag this early. Like, I'd originally planned on arsenaling this anyway, so it's not like it's the end of the world or anything, but uh-oh, I'm in danger. I love that little, like, Simpsons meme where the kid says that. It's so funny to me. So we're gonna pitch Warmonger's Diplomacy, play Artivore, banishing Bram with Cinderclaw. Like, we're just not blocking. Yeah, that's fine, dude. Like, I'll go to 28 here. Like, I'm not really worried about what they're up to here. Like, I know that that's a pretty poor way to, like, look at playing games, but I really don't respect Levia's game plan too often. I mean, it's a good deck, and it's gotten a lot more support lately. Jesus, that was terrible. Oh my gosh, that was miserable. Worst draws ever? Question mark? Okay, so we're gonna go Kadachi, Blaze, Headlong, Salto Wound. Like, it's terrible that we have to use Snapdragons this early, but I guess it is one of the downfalls of playing cards like Empowerment and Sink Below in these matchups. Like, I just want to get value out of this if I can, out of my Art of War here. Like, and there's no way, like, I'd have to pitch both of my cards to get a Phoenix Flame. I mean, I guess we're getting value out of our Art of War by doing this, because this is going to be for 3 because, or for 2, and then we're going to trigger Shuko on Salt the Wound. So my opponent goes to 31, and then this is for 5, 6, 7 because of the Art of War. So not great. And we've used our Snapdragons pretty early, which means our Mask of the Pouncing Lynx is just looking worse the longer the game goes on here. So Snapdragons and Mask of the Pouncing Lynx like get used together a lot of times. So and they have 1 Blood Dead in there, the Grasp of Darkness. Okay, our opponent's putting together a pretty solid turn here. Again, I'm just going to take this. I think our turn is set up to be pretty good. We can go get a Lava Burst. So what is this going to be for 9? Oh, they named Go again. So I'm going to go to 15 here. Our opponent honestly might beat us off the back of like my really bad draw. Okay, so they needed all their resources. They don't have a yellow or a blue. I assume they would have pitched it there. I'm just going to start with the Spreading Flames here. We have the empowerment to give us an extra card and push this over the top for some extra on-hit value. Is that on my camera or is that on my screen? Guess it was on my... Oh, it's on my screen. Okay, never mind. I mean, that's a pretty good thing to draw here, because this is going to be for 2. And then turn on Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. I don't think there's even another Salto Wound in our deck. Yeah, or there is another Salto Wound in the deck, but I'm still going to get Lava Burst here. It gets the buff from the Spreading Flames here, so it makes it worth, in my opinion. Plus, our Levy opponent will probably just start blocking once they see that we grab that. So, yeah, we can get Phoenix Flame now. So Phoenix Flame for 3 because of Shuko here. Yep, our opponent realizes we're having a big turn here, so they're just going to start blocking. We're going to go Kodachi for 1. Like, we're not going to use our resource for anything else, so we might as well use Kodachi here. This is going to be for 4. We've used enough combat chain links to buff this up, which is kind of nice. So this is for 4, and this will be for 6. So pretty explosive turn there. We actually ended up not needing to use the we ended up not needing to use the Snapdragons and the Pouncing Lynx in the same turn. So what is this, just 6, or is this like the one that's 9? Yeah, so I mean, we're getting to a point to where, like, if they are running Reckless Swings, we could be in bad shape. So it's something to consider. Our turn is Kodachi, Brand, Kodachi, Flame Call Awakening. Like, so I can just go to 6 here, because we have a pretty solid turn where we put quite a few chain links on the board. Now, our opponent did manage to block 9 and then swing in for 9. Like, they had an 18-point turn cycle where they also turned off Blood Debt. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. Like, Levia does some, like, pretty cool stuff. Levia's power level was just never able to, like, really keep up with, like, what the rest of the metagame was doing. And I think that's why, like, everybody saw her, like, lack of use, really. So, Draconic Kodachi here. Flame Call Awakening, get a Phoenix Flame. Blaze Headlong for 4, go again. I'd love to have had like a Snatch in my hand there. Snatch would have been great right there. And then this is for 1. And then we're going to activate Fai, get back our other Phoenix Flame, and this is going to be for 2. Our opponent has no more equipment to block with, which is kind of nice. And if there's ever a turn when they whiff on banishing a 6, which they did not there, I banished 3 6s, so this is going to be for 9. So if I block 4, take 5, go to 1, I am dead to a Reckless Swing. I haven't really seen them have one yet, but... So, block 4, go to 1, and then it's Soaring Strike, Ancestral Empowerment, and then kind of take our turn from there. I mean, I could also just give all of my equipment and empowerment, take 2, go to 4, and then it's... So if I go to 4, I then have a 4, 7, 8, 9-point turn. So I'm forcing 1 card out of their hand, which is really not good enough. My empowerment gives me the ability to take more cards out of their hand. Yeah, let's just hope they don't have a Reckless Swing here. Like, it's not like we're like playing for like serious money or anything today, so we're just gonna live on the edge a little bit. Play a little greedy, hope it pans out. It's one of the things I enjoy about streaming is that honestly, like I can play greedy if I want to, and play in like a way that like allows me to just be aggressive. Okay, I don't really understand why they conceded there. They were at what, 7? So they were going to take 2, go to 5, and then it was going to be Kadachi. So 4, 3. They have 3 cards in hand. Come in with Rising Resentment. They go to 2. Ronin Renegade, they block. Phoenix Flame for 1, they go to 1. Turn off Blood Deck, keep their hand, and throw something at me when I'm at 1. I mean, like, I guess they don't know what I drew there, but... I mean, yeah, like, I guess that other red kills them there, but they're just conceding at the concept that they might just be dead. I don't know. You got a fast car. So, let's play 63 and run the breaking points. This is what I did earlier. I'm curious to see if it still works. If it works again, then we'll know that, like, we might be onto something here. Hopefully my opponent can't like dominate a Spinal Crush or something to start the game. Would be I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world for us. We'd block with Brand, and then Arsenal's go E-Strike for 7, and then Arsenal Spreading Flames. So like, would be an okay turn. No, keep the Spreading Flames. Let's block 7 and keep the Spreading Flames here. Like, we're not really worried about getting fatigued. It's more about the damage that they present to us, so... We'll keep the Spreading Flames. Probably just play it this turn if our hand works out in, like, any kind of functioning way to play it. So, Spreading Flames. So, Kadachi, Spreading Flames... Brand, Kadachi, Rising Resentment, Phoenix Flame. Actually, it's Phoenix Flame, then Rising Resentment. So, I mean, this is a really solid turn, and we don't have to Arsenal here, so, like, we don't have to, like, worry about getting blown out by Command and Conquer. Command and Conquer Pummel is one of the scariest things that you can force, that, like, you can play against, like, that Guardian can present into aggro decks, in my opinion. And earlier when I played against Bravo, I talked about how Daniel Rutkowski talked a lot last year about how when he played Fai, he actually did not Arsenal quite regularly, and he took out Artivores in the matchup against Bravo and or Oldham because he felt like Arsenaling and trying to set up these big 5-card hands put you on the back foot and put you in like an awkward position that could potentially lose you the game. So, Brand for 3. And if you were here earlier and you heard me say that, I apologize. Like, I know that people come and go out of the stream. So when those kinds of things come up, I like to bring them up and talk about them again. Just so like, that may be information that you haven't heard or didn't know. So I like to share that with people. This is also looking like a good Pouncing Link's turn to go get a... This is looking like a good Pouncing Link's turn to go get a Lava Burst here. And then this will be for 2. If they hit, I will use the Pouncing Links here. If they let this hit. Lava Burst is looking pretty good so far. And then Rising Resentment for 4. So using the Mask of the Pouncing Links, we're gonna put 7 Chain Links on the board this turn. So let's see, what did we have? 1, 4, 7, 9. That was for 2 is 11, and 4 is 15, and then 7. So 22-point turn to start the game. 4 card 22 4-card hand, a 22-point 4-card hand. It's not too shabby. Okay. I mean, I guess they're just taking this as a value sink below here. Like, you're not stopping any on hits or anything that's relevant, so they're just taking this as a value play, which, I mean, is not a bad thing to do. Make a surge and hammer us here. I mean, so if I go to 34, my hand is 3, 7, 12 with an arsenal. So four card 12-point hand with an arsenal. I'm taking 6 to serve 12 and arsenal a card. It could be take 6 to serve 14. I think it's better to serve 12 and arsenal a card. The only way that we really kind of get punished is if we draw like a blue Lava Vein Loyalty. Blue Lava Vein Loyalty or blue Warmonger's Diplomacy is like really the worst case scenario as far as that's concerned. I'm also going to bottom the red brand with Cinderclaw because if the game goes long enough, we'll want to be able to turn our Kodachi into a Draconic Kodachi. That puts us in a better spot for activating Fi and making our chain links easier the longer the game goes on. Also, guys, I haven't said it today, but thanks for hanging out. Appreciate everybody being a part of the stream today and hanging out with me on a Sunday afternoon. Value, you say? Listen, man. You play Flesh and Blood long enough, you become all about the value. Like, the value is where it's at. I'm sure you know. I'm sure you know. You know exactly what's going on. That's why you got the sunglasses going on there. I love it. All right, so our opponent has a pretty good hand here. Makes me worried that they have a Command and Conquer Pummel, if you want the truth. So it kind of makes me just want to go 7. We're gonna listen to Daniel Rakowski here. We're just going to take our 14-point turn with no arsenal here and hope that we're foiling our opponent's plans. Is our opponent really just going to go to 7 here? Okay, there we go. Another value sink below because you're not really stopping anything. Like, if they don't have another defense reaction in their hand, I would say that this is wrong because, like, they should just wait and arsenal this and set it up for when it matters. Now, hopefully their turn's not like super bad because this hand sucks. This is definitely like a Spinal Crush, isn't it? Yep, it sure is. It sure is. So we're just gonna block 2. We take 7, go to 27, and then we kind of give them a little bit of a tempo play here. Throw the Ronin Renegade, arsenal the yellow brand. Like, I could give Flamescale Furnace and Shuko here, but I don't think that's correct. Like, if I give everything here, I just, yeah, I really don't think that's correct. So let's just throw a head jab at our opponent. If they have a good hand, they're probably just going to take it. The Spinal Crushes, like the Spinal Crush hitting me, like that's one of the downfalls of us cutting Reinforce Line to add tech for the Lexi matchup and for the Icelander matchup. So we've given up Bravo slots to actively be better into other matchups. And I honestly think that you're seeing the like the value, the loss of value in that hand right there. Please just be hammer. Please just be hammer. This is a good hand. You know what? I mean, I can't block 6 here. So I think I'm just okay with going to 21. This is like more relevant than hammer by far, but I think I'm trading a Commanding Gonker for a yellow Bram with Cinderclaw, and I think that's okay. Let's come in for 4 here and see what they do, because the Ancestral Empowerment might get us some value here. Ancestral Empowerment is automatically a 0 for 4, which is like great value. But the Ancestral Empowerment actually gets to be a 0 for 5 here, because it's pushing over the Mounting Anger, which is going to give us an extra point. You love to see it. So we're going to go Brand for 3 here. Drawing into a Ronin Renegade was very good. This allows us to use both of our Kodachis. If we weren't going to do that, if we didn't draw 0 for 3, you know, it would have been really cool right there to draw Breaking Point. Breaking Point would have just been like, blah, 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 blah. We could have just like vomited onto the field right there. It would have been awesome. The value, absolutely, dude. Like, Ancestral Empowerment is like, it's like such a powerhouse in this matchup, in my opinion. Like, there's a reason I'm playing 3 of it in my deck. Like, I just, like, it's so good in my opinion. I actually, one of the guys that like plays here locally, and I won't say his name. You know, I don't want him to like feel uncomfortable. I don't really know how he feels about being talked about on the internet, so I won't say his name. But he's been playing my list at local events, like trying to help me like kind of fine tune it. Honestly, the way our relationship set up, I kind of think that he was playing it just in hoping that it was terrible so he could make fun of me. That's just kind of like the friendship that we have, in my opinion. But he's been playing it, like trying to like help me like figure it out a little bit, and he was talking about cutting Ancestral Empowerments, and I just like, I don't know, like that feels pretty hard wrong to me. Like Ancestral Empowerment has a lot of value, not only in this matchup, but like in other matchups, like against Dash or Fatigue Briar or like other things like that. Hey, what's going on? Vajith? I hope I'm saying that right. Vajith? Yeah, I hope I'm saying that right. That's my official guess at how to pronounce your name. It's going well, man. It's going well. How are you, buddy? You doing all right today? Yep. Okay, cool. Good. I'm glad I was saying that correctly. I try pretty hard to like pronounce people's names correctly if I can on stream. I like to make sure that everybody feels welcome and included when they come by and hang out in the chat, you know. I like to have a good time and like, you know, poke fun. You know, that's like my kind of personality, is like I'm a kidder. I like to joke around, but you know, at the end of the day, like, you know, you're on the internet talking to strangers, you know, like I hope everybody that comes to my chat and like hangs out in my channel feels included and like, you know, feels respected, you know, like at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. We're playing cards for fun. So, you know, if you're not having a good time, like, then, you know, shouldn't be doing it, in my opinion. So I thought you were shirtless for a second. I guess I could see that with the way that the pink blends in with my skin, but no, Lucas, I promise. I am fully clothed. I'm not one of those streamers. I'm fully clothed. That's probably a good note to make for myself, not to wear. I have a tank top that is I have a tank top that's that's like the same design, but it's blue on top. I'll make sure that I wear that one when I'm streaming from now on. Oh man. Uh-oh. Crippling Crush? Yeah, that's bad. So we might just be forced to 10 and hope that our turn is like okay. Honestly, glad it wasn't just me. Okay, well, obviously my shirt was maybe not the best choice today. Like, this is tough because we either block 3, we're committing to keeping 1 card, arsenaling and hoping their next turn is like kind of not that great. That or it's something that we can block efficiently next turn, right? Now, the problem with blocking 3 here is that if we keep the other blue, we're just up a creek. We block 3, take 8. I guess we go to 13. We discard 2 cards in arsenal and pass. Or we can go to 10, keep 2 cards, and hope that we can have some kind of turn. If we keep the 2 blues, that's pretty bad because our turn is just for 4 points and we have no real... We don't really have any value that we're setting up here. I don't know. This is a tough decision. So I'm going to tell my opponent that I'm thinking here. This is an interesting decision here. TCG players need to have humor. Otherwise, he's not a TCG player. Dude, Vegeta, I feel that, buddy. Like, I mean, dude, you got to be ready to laugh, man. Yeah, you're streaming games for people on the internet, man. That's exactly how it is, brother. I feel that. Okay, so we go to 10. Our turn is, worst case scenario is Kadachi Soul Bead Strike. So it's 4 points. So we're taking 11 and serving up 4. We're down 2 points and we're serving 4. So if their hand's good, we're in a bad spot. Or best case scenario is we discard Flame Call Awakening and one of the blues, and then our turn is Kadachi Breaking Point. So our turn's for 7. So we take 11 to serve 7, so we're at 10, and then they're at 12, and we're serving 7. Which means we don't really... Oh, man, this is tough. I'm going to say no blocks and see how it plays out. We're going to see what happens. Be good to me, RNG. Woo! You'll love to see it. We got a little lucky. Oh, man. Like, the thing about Crippling Crush is that, like, even if we give a 3-block Furnace and Shuko, we can't stop the Crush effect. So, like, we're just never going to stop it, so there's no reason in giving equipment or anything like that. So, might as well just, like, kind of, like, play to our outs, I feel like. Now, it could have been strategic to just, like, go to 13 and arsenal a card. Now, unfortunately, I don't know what I would have kept. So it's hard to say what I would have ended up arsenaling here. I don't mind humor if the matches are good, like tense, like the Blood of Drakai match earlier. Dude, the Blood of Drakai match earlier was sweet. I enjoyed playing against somebody who actually was like playing those cards in their deck. That was pretty cool. I have to say I enjoyed that match. Yeah, we got pretty lucky there with our RNG roll on keeping our cards. We got the highest ceiling of what we could have right there. Okay, so let's consider our options here. We can block 8. We block Salt the Wound, Breaking Point, Flame Call Awakening. We take 2, go to 8, throw Snatch. They give us a card in Tectonic Plating. We could block Breaking Point, Flame Call Awakening, and Flame Scale Furnace. We take 3, go to 7, and then we get to serve 6. I mean, yeah, I think I want to keep my equipment. Like, I think we need to keep our equipment here. And it's important to note that if our opponent doesn't draw a Sink Below here, or a Fate Foreseen, which I guess they still have 3 Fate Foreseens in their deck, and they have a Sink Below left, like, we're going to force their last piece of equipment right here. So we're hoping for a little bit more RNG luck, so that our opponent doesn't just have the sink below here. I mean, if our opponent has Command and Conquer Pummel, they might just consider saying, yeah, you know what, I'll go to 6, give you a card, and let you arsenal that card. Because I don't think there's ever a world where I'm just going to snap this. Like, ooh, they're just going to give us 2 cards. Okay, this means it's probably Hammer. Probably just Hammer here, because they can't throw a 3 for 8 at us, or a 4 for 8 with the, because they don't have a Surge. If they had a Surge, this could also be Chokeslam. So, block 3 with Assault the Wound. Take 3, go to 5. Kadachi. Let's see. We've seen 2 Command and Conquer, so there's only 1 left. So, take 3 from the Assault the Wound. We block the Assault the Wound, take 3, go to 5. We pitch Soul Beat Strike 2, Kadachi, and then we throw Blaze Headlong. So, it's a 9-point cycle, but we're arsenaling a Sink Below, which gives us a really big leg up for when we need to go Sink Below into Furnace and Shuko here. I think that's what we're looking at. I think that's our best line of play. Our other option is to Sink Below it. Yeah, I guess we could put Sink Below on the bottom. We could Sink Below, take 2, go to 6, and then our turn is Kadachi, Blaze, Snap, Salt the Wound. So that's 1, 2. If those hit, this is for 4. So we're going to say the Kadachi's hit and the Blaze doesn't. So then our Snapdragons into Salt the Wound is going to be for 4. So that's a 10-point turn. We're offering exactly lethal. And they've already probably going to block the Blaze Headlong. So I don't know. That feels like a losing line to me. Like, I think I would rather set up the Sink Below so that I can give my equipment and give a Sink Below here and set up like the value-oriented play of just trying to get them. Plus, the more Kadachis we throw, like they're just going to take Kadachis every turn pretty much. Like there's not a Bravo player that I know that'll block the Kadachis unless they have to, or unless their hand is like super mid. Now, if their hand is super mid, they will consider blocking the Kadachis. Yeah, this feels like a defense reaction. No, they just go to 4. Okay, so their hand is really good. God, please don't be like... Well, the good news is that they can't pummel... They can't pummel anything here. I guess they could pummel a Spinal Crush. If they have it. Also, this hand is... doo-doo. This hand's not very good. Like, at all. So is Kadachi just your standard loadout now? No Emberblade? So I don't have Emberblade in my deck right now, but the whole Kadachi Fai is more of like a theory crafting thing for me. I'm very interested in playing like Kadachi Fai all the time. I'm gonna work this week on a list that has Emberblade in it. I think it's very different. It's a very different looking list. But yeah, I think Kadachi is like my standard loadout now, if you will. I mean, I think this is our turn. Like, I think we just kind of have to go for it here. I'm gonna put a Lava Burst on the bottom. That's not great. Okay, so let's map out the best things that can happen for us here. We have a bunch of 4-point attack cards here that offer value. So we have Snaps. I'm kind of interested in throwing Mounting Anger here. Like, Mounting Anger and Soaring... Like, Soaring Strike is less respected than Mounting Anger, especially this late in the game. So, let's see here. So, we're pitching Mounting Anger or Soaring Strike for the other one, right? Like, that just feels like what has to happen here. So if we go Mounting Anger, pitching the Soaring Strike, and then if they block it out, we get to pitch Lava Burst, activate Furnace, Kadachi Kadachi into Snatch. Or the flip side of that is that we go Mounting Anger. Okay. I don't really understand why our opponent conceded there. Like, good game, I guess. So I think the other line that's actually more damage here is Mounting Anger, pitch Snatch for Flamescale Furnace, Kadachi Kadachi. So we're coming in with a breakpoint card that gets met with a defense reaction, or it gets met by a card and tech plating. And then we have 2 Kadachis, and then our Lava Burst for 5, considering they were at 4, is actually going to present a breakpoint card that if they've taken any Kadachis, they can't just use a defense reaction to cover up. So I think it was more correct to throw... I think it was more correct in that situation to actually throw the Lava Burst. Yeah, Vegeta, that happens sometimes, man. Like, unfortunately, people just concede at the end of the game. Like my opponent may have had to use the bathroom. They may have needed to leave to go get ready for dinner or, lunch or something. I don't know. It's hard saying. It's hard telling, like, what was going on there. They may have been frustrated that I was thinking as much as I was. I don't know. Like, some people think that the game should be played at a very fast pace. And I'm really... Like, don't get me wrong, like, when I'm playing in a competitive setting, I try to play it with a lot faster pace because I feel like I've already taken the time, I've put in the reps, I've prepared for that. So now I should play faster. But when I'm playing on Talishar and I'm streaming and I'm, like, trying to figure out, oh my god, it's Silas. Let's go. It's Silas. That is really good insight into that line. Impressive. Oh, thanks, Lucas. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. I try to work out the best lines that I can so that, you guys can see it. And that I can help show you guys the most things there. And sometimes you guys are helping me find the lines. Sometimes you guys find the lines and I don't. They prefer opponents that don't think. I love that. That's great, dude. So I think the same strategy applies here as it does against Lexi. We're just going to bring in our 6 Command and Conquer effects and Sync Belows. We'll cut Phoenix Flame, Flame Call Awakenings, and we'll cut our 2 Mounting Angers. And we'll try this. This has been my consistent plan so far into this matchup. So I can't believe we're playing Silas. Oh man, I hope we crush him. So Silas is a friend of mine. Rob Mister is actually he's on our team. He's like the sponsor of our team. And Silas and I play cards together all the time. So it's really funny to play against him on Talishar. Silas is grinding on a Sunday afternoon trying to get those games in. Off to locals. Appreciate the stream and insight. Keep it going. Thanks, Alejandro. I appreciate you hanging out, man. Hope your locals go well, buddy. He had talked to me the other day about playing Sandscour Great Bow with cross wrap. We had talked about doing this, and he said he was going to test it and see what he thought about it. So hopefully, okay. Oh boy, he's got a pump here. This is going to be tough. So here's a question. Do you guys think Furnace is worth, like, I mean, Furnace has got to be worth some life here, right? Like, I think this is what we want to do. Please don't have a Rain Razors. Lucas said, will you be at Battle Hard in Milwaukee? I will not, unfortunately. Milwaukee is just... I will call her back in a bit. Milwaukee's just too far for me. So it's just it's a little out of the way. Plus, Carly and I have a lot of things going on at the end of the year. The end of the year is very busy for us. Normally, Flesh and Blood kind of like slows down for me towards the end of the year, so I normally I normally like try to plan like our bigger traveling events and stuff like that towards the end of the year. So Kadachi. Actually, so we're gonna go Kadachi here. Yeah, sorry, Lucas, to answer your question in a very roundabout way, no, I won't be there. Are you playing at Battlehard Milwaukee, dude? We're gonna go Ronin Renegade here. Curious to see if this gets a block. Okay, so it does get a block. Okay. So now we're gonna go Kadachi. Salas is taking the Kadachis, which I think is a smart play. I'm going to try and make his hand as awkward as possible and put Mask in on the stack as many times as I can. So if he takes the Rising Resentment here, now he has no idea to know what our he has no way to know what our last card is here. So he has no way to know if this is like a card that's a breakpoint or not. I'm gonna go ahead and activate Fai. We're gonna attack with the Phoenix Flame here. And then since Silas actually gave us 2 cards and played very patiently this turn, this was a very good blocking turn from Silas. Because if he didn't block the 4th Chain Link there, he was gonna have to give me a card and Hornet Sting or give me Mask. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm just gonna Arsenal my Blaze Headlong here and try to set up for a more explosive turn next turn. Now, I am immediately punished by my decision. Thankfully, Lava Burst blocks pretty efficiently. The fact that it blocks for 3, have we blocked with another one? Okay, so there's still one more that we can draw into here, which is fine. Yeah, I signed up for Battlehard Milwaukee. I joined the game with Dust Till Dawn pre-release, and I love it. It's really exciting for my first Battleharden. Oh, dude, that's awesome, man. Dude, I'm excited you get to go to your first Battleharden, man. That's like a really exciting thing to be a part of, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. I'm happy for you, dude. If you started playing at Dust Till Dawn, you started playing pretty recently too. Like, I was like, so you started playing like within the last couple of months or something, dude. That's awesome. What hero are you gonna play? You jump on the Lexi train as soon as you got on the game, or are you playing something a little more out of the box? So he puts a card on top of his deck. I think I'm just gonna block 6. No, I think I need to block 7 because I need to keep the Frailty here. I need the Frailty to be off the board. I'd need that to like not be a thing. Because I need to be able to go Kadachi Snatch, because Kadachi Snatch threatens on hit double draw. Or I might just be blocking 5 here, honestly. My hand was pretty mid, so I go to 36. Now let's just block 5. My hand's not good at all here. Let's just keep our life total. Let's just keep our life total at 40. We're ahead on the life total race, and Silas has made our turn pretty mediocre with the way that his turn was set up, so crazy part is we've had to give up Furnace, and he's not even played a red in the ledger yet, so hoping we can dodge an explosive turn from Silas here. I know I'm kind of like, you know, like begging and pleading a little bit there, but Rain Razors is an interesting arsenal card. If he doesn't have anything he wants to Azalea in, I mean, you may put an arrow from your hand or the top of your deck face up into your arsenal. Whenever an arrow is put into your arsenal, put a name counter on it. Okay. I did not jump on the Lexi train. I played Control and MTG, so I plan on playing Vincent. Oh, okay, cool. So I also come from playing Magic, so that's cool that you, like, dude, I've met so many people over the last, like, couple, like, or I guess year and a half that, like, come from playing Magic to play, like, Flesh and Blood. I grinded Magic hard for, like, 7 years. Like, I was, like, a very, like I was a very, like, active, like grinder of of Magic for a long time, and then like Flesh and Blood just immediately caught my attention. So I completely understand the concept of like jumping onto the Flesh and Blood train. Are you playing like Daniel Rakowski's version, like the Runaways, like the Vincent with Pummel and stuff like that, or is it more of like a I don't really know a ton about Vincent. I played it a little bit when it came out, just because I wanted to be able to I just wanted to play Vincent and try it. Like, I like to play all the new heroes when they come out. Hey, we're up to 536 subscribers. Thanks whoever subscribed. Appreciate it. If you subscribed and the notification didn't come through, it's because you have your privacy settings turned on. And that's something that you can check out in the having a stroke. It's in your YouTube settings somewhere. I can't remember where it's at. Yeah, let's go, Silas. Yeah, name that war, big boy. Oh man, Warmonger's diplomacy being a house right here. You love to see it. So he's coming in for 5 here. All right, so let's say I take 5, go to 31. We're looking at Kadachi, Rising Resentment. I'm at 30. Blaze Headlong. I'm at 29. Breaking Point. I'm at 28. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my my Sink Below here. We're gonna save it for a bigger turn here, and try to like set up. Sink Below in the arsenal is a lot better than Sink Below right here. This saves Sink Below here saves 4 points, and Sink Below will always theoretically save 4 points. But Sink Below from the arsenal could potentially save a red in the ledger turn, or it could potentially save like a much scarier Remorseless there. All right. And Breaking Point's going to be awesome here. So Kadachi into Rising Resentment, Blaze Headlong, Breaking Point. I go to 28, and hopefully Silas goes lower than that. We are only getting to put 1 potential mass trigger on the stack here. Considering Silas is thinking, I assume he's debating whether to give me Hornet Sting right here. Yeah, to try and stop. He doesn't want to block. Plus, he gets to see the red and ledgers on top, which is terrifying. So I'm actually going to end this turn at 37. I'm currently doing the runaway list with Pummel. Not sure how I feel about it yet. So I actually haven't got to try that list. But I mean, you know, Daniel Rakowski made it look pretty good. But I mean, I guess to be fair, Daniel Rakowski makes most things look pretty good. He was playing that and top 8'd a Battle Hardened, and then he turned around and top 8'd Nats with Icelanders. So Daniel Rakowski's just a very good player. Him and I think him and Yanji are both a part of Team Runaways, and I know that Yanji's like a scary good player. Haha, Ka-chow. Really? He's just gonna give it to me? I mean, I could snap here if I wanted to. I could snap Fi. If I draw a 1-coster, I'm not doing anything, though. I think we'll just take our mask here. Okay, so it would have been worth to snap. All right, we've given ourselves a life lead. Oh, my gosh. Whew. Whew. I love it when a plan comes together. Please don't have a big red in the ledger, Silas. We know he has a red in the ledger on top of his deck, so like it's unfortunate that our turn, like our big, like Spreading Flames Art of War came when he had when he has a dominated. Oh my gosh, yeah. Activate Azalea, put red in the ledger into play. Now this is for 11 with on-hit double frailty. Gosh. 4, 6, 8, 10. So we can't stop this and like have a huge turn here. Am I just blocking 2, taking 9, going to 18 here, and then throwing Rising Resentment? Just throw Rising Resentment at him, and then just hope that we can have a big turn after this. Man. Again, my really good turn is lining up with his really good turn. Ah. Oh. Yeah, he's just going to take 3, and we've played our only action now. So we're now currently down 3 points, but we have an extremely explosive turn. I mean, depending on what our opponent's hand looks like, this could just be... This could be block Soulbead Strike, sink below, pitch Art of War to come in with Command and Conquer. Okay. That's another red in the ledger. Is that all 3 of them? Or is that just the second one? No, it's all 3 of them. Now, I think they play like Memorial Grounds and stuff like that, so... So Inertia and a Ponder. So the Inertia means I'm not going to get to hang on to my Art of War and Arsenal it. So if I block 5 off cards in my hand here... He pitched 2 tomes. 2... Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean, Vajith. He pitched 2 what? Sorry, I'm not exactly following, buddy. So block 5 will sink, or no. Good lord, no. Jesus Christ. That is not what I wanted at all. I hate how my cards get like moved around when that kind of stuff happens. Okay, so block 5 that way, and then we'll sink below. We're going to keep the Art of War here. Oh, he pitched 2 Codex. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so if he pitched 2 Codex here, then it means that there's no more Codex in his future. I mean, I guess he can, like, knock and stuff like that. We're going to take 2, give him a Ponder. We're going to take an Inertia token. He's going to Arsenal his card. And then we're going to hope that the Command and Conquer is enough here. So the other line that we could have taken that would have been really interesting and only mattered if he decided he wanted to block was we keep the Soulbead Strike, take 3 more, go to 13, and then we throw Command and Conquer with 1 floating and 1 card in hand. And then if he blocks 6, we get to +1 the Art of War as the Command and Conquer off Art of War as an instant. So that's a line we could have taken. Now, Silas didn't block, so that line wouldn't have been very good, but... Alright. Knock doesn't get you cards from your graveyard, thank God. We're up a point. We're currently up a point here. Now, the knock does allow him to shuffle, which means starting with hands after this. It's not exactly safe. Oh my gosh. So what is this going to be for 11? 12 actually, because of the aim counter? Jeez. That's a tough scene right here. So he has Seek and Destroy and a Pox token and a Ponder. So we can sink below this here. Put the Lava Vein loyalty on the bottom. And then it'd be Enlightened Strike for 7 into Blaze Headlong. This is tough. Sal's putting a lot of pressure on us right now. Sal is definitely making us work for it today. So, I guess we'll put the Lava Vein on the bottom. I mean, not that that really changes anything. Because, I mean, we have the capability to go Kadachi 7, which is only 9. Or we can go 7 and 4, which is 11, using our Snapdragon scalers. We're going to go to 6 here. Yeah, this is tough. Salas is going to say no blocks here, as he should. It's a smart thing to do. Like, we're getting to the end of the game. We can't take our Snapdragon scalers with us. We might as well use it here, so... Salas goes to 11. We're going to throw E-Strike for 7, and then we're going to go to 6. I need him to, like... Nothing has happened. The Warmonger's Diplomacy turn was pretty good, but both Command and Conquer turns, he's just like taken the Command and Conquer, or I guess we had a Command and Conquer and a Breaking Point is what we've had, and he took both of them, which I was pretty surprised by. But I mean, Salas is obviously like, he has tempo right now. He's in an upward position. We're getting to the point to where we're gonna have to give him Shuko and Mask. If we can get away, like, there's, like, I don't think there's a world where that's ever going to be correct. Like, if there's a turn where we can give him 1 card in Shuko and try to threaten Mask multiple times, that would be, like, very good for us, but I don't think that's an option. He's just going to 4. Means he's probably going to kill us. I think, have we seen all of our Sync Belows? Yeah, so... Best we're looking at here is blocking 7 if he dominates something pretty big. Yep, that's fine. Nope, we go to 6. This is a great hand, too. Like, Kadachi, Ronin, Breaking Point is like a really good hand. We're playing as many copies of Command and Conquer effects as we're, like, legally allowed to play in our deck, I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's anything else we can play. Okay, so this is only for 9. So 3, 5, 7, take 2, go to 4, then take 2 more. Holy crap, is there a way that we can actually throw quite a bit of damage at him? If it's a Rain Razors, we're dead. We haven't seen a Rain Razors yet, and... Or no, we have seen 1. So there's 1 more in his deck, so it's not super likely he has it. So, if we go... If we block with Brand, we take 3, go to 3, and then take 2, go to 1. If we block Warmonger's Diplomacy, Shuko Mask, we're blocking 7, taking 2. So the Rain Razors essentially kills us. But this is a pretty good turn. God, he shuffled and found another Codex. God, I cannot believe he found another Codex. Man. I needed him to just have to Arsenal 1 time. Yeah, I needed him to just have to Arsenal there. So... What did he get? Infecting Shot? We're just going to have to get a Snatch here. Discard this, and then we're just going to block 5. Man, Codex got us. We actually had a decent chance until the Codex. The Codex is definitely what killed us here. So I am going to throw this here. He could go to 1, but I'm definitely going to throw it. Why are you blocking more than 3? So yeah, just give us... I think he wasn't thinking about the frailty token right there. So we go to 2, and if he has a dominate arrow, we're just dead. Like, even if it's just a 1 for 5 with dominate, like, we're just dead here. Yeah, Codex did us in. I mean, that's pretty good. Reloads a card. Gets an infecting shot. So before we block, let's pitch brand. We're going to buff and banish. We're going to banish the Soaring Strike. No! Dang it. Yep. And we block it. We block 3 and die. Well played, Silas. Well played. Man. That Codex. That Codex is what got us. Man, that was a good game though. Like, that was a close game. There was a lot of back and forth. I had some good draws. Silas had some good draws. That was fun. Oh, man. That was so close. Those are the kind of games you want to win. So, like, I think, honestly, like, those are the kind of games, like, and there might have been something that I could have done differently there, if I'm being honest. Like if there was something I could have done differently there, like, it might have changed the outcome of the game. I feel like we analyzed as much as we could. I feel like I tried to analyze as much as I could and played as well as I could there. I could have missed something. But like those just one of those games, like, just needed him not to have the Codex. Ugh. 5-2 is not a bad record. Although I have to admit, 5-2 haunts me a little bit after Nationals. All right, we get to try Icelander again. So we're gonna go with our same game plan from earlier. We have AB2. We have Pouncing Lynx for our big turn, and in this matchup, we're gonna bring in 1 energy potion and 2 ancestral empowerments here. I don't want to bring in the 3rd ancestral empowerment here because I want to have 60 cards. I want to keep my resources as even as I can, and I'm going up to a 16th blue, which was good enough in our game earlier. But our game earlier, like, our opponent also seemed like a kind of inexperienced Icelander, if I'm just being honest. Like, they just didn't seem like they had played a lot of the deck before, so I like being able to go second here. So this is one of those, like, this is one of those debated things over the course of time. I think for a long time, a lot of, like, aggro players thought, oh, we want to go first against Icelander because we don't want them to Arsenal, and we want to try to get to push through damage. If you let Icelander go second, they get tempo. I think it's a pretty commonly understood thing as a whole now that you want to go second against Icelander. Most decks do. Like, I don't think Bravo does, but like, you want to go second against Icelander, like if you're playing Fi or some other aggro deck, just because like, it gives you the tempo. Like, you get the value of getting to go second, and you going second gives you the opportunity to get in the driver's seat pretty early. All right, so our opponent's playing Iron Rod Gauntlet. Our opponent from earlier was not, so I think our opponent that we're playing now is already on a better look at the matchup here. They were playing 61 cards into us. That's worth noting. Wonder what that 61st card is. Like, what would Icelander determine is worth the 61st card? I don't know. It's interesting. I'm curious to see if they took out their Frost Hexes. I think you're supposed to take out Frost Hexes in this matchup. Like, the combo kill isn't really something you're going for here, so you're just trying to set up. I mean, honestly, that's fine with me. Like, my hand's not great. Like, as a whole, my hand's not great. So, like, if they were able to have, like, a Channel Lake in their arsenal here, then, like, okay. So, obviously, they had 2 Channel Lakes here. Oh, are they trying to undo? You have to revert back to the start of this turn. Yeah, there you go, opponent. So they obviously didn't mean to pitch their Channel Lake, I assume, here. Like, I just assumed they had a second one. Okay, they've literally... Oh, they're targeting themselves. Oh, they're targeting themselves. Gotcha. Hey, Vajith. Nice, I like that. Hey, Vajith, thanks for becoming a member, man. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Appreciate you supporting my channel. It's like there are a lot of great people that make content out there that you could support, so it means a lot, man. Also, dude, I love the Terran emote, dude. That's mine and Curly's cat. And she's such a wild card, dude. she's all over the place. When Carly and I started dating, which was about 4 years ago, Taryn wasn't really like into like people food. And I come from a family who like has had dogs and like my whole life, and like we've always fed them people food. And so I think now Carly like kind of like low key doesn't like that she likes people food as much, and then I give her a hard time, but it's definitely my fault. I've fed Taryn more people food than I think I ever should have. I imagine Carly sitting in the other room like cussing at me right now. I'm curious to know what they arsenaled there. Okay. So I'm obviously not going to pay for this. It's either throw one or prevent one here. So I can take 2 damage and I can throw one at them. So I can go to 38, throw 1 more point with a Phoenix Flame at them, or I can take 1 here, go to 39, let them deal with the 4, and then arsenal my Lava Burst, which I think is probably the better play. I should probably play towards a better turn here, where... No, we're not going to pay for this. I think we should play towards a better turn where we can arsenal our Lava Burst and try to set up a more explosive turn here. Okay, so they had a Fate Foreseen, so their turn's probably going to be activate Coronet Peak here. So our opponent takes none, we take 2. That's not a good turn cycle for us here. You can't do 1. So if I take none, I have 2 Draconic Chain Links. If I take 2 Arcane from the Waning Moon, or if I take all 3 and go to 37, I could pitch both of my reds to activate Fi here, because it costs 1 and I'm paying 2. So we could pay through it, and then we could get our Phoenix Flame and attack for 1 more. So sorry, that's what I meant. Activating Fi to go get to have a more explosive turn is definitely what I meant there. So as sad as I think it is, I think we're just playing. I think we're just, man. So it's take a chance right here. It's take a chance that they don't have something that's super taxing to our turn. Or it's keep our blue and play it safe. I mean, we can still have a pretty decent turn here if we keep both of our blues. Yep, I'm gonna pitch my Blaze Headlong here. I don't know that that's the correct decision to make here, but I like that idea. Keeping 2 blues here is very relevant. Plus, pitching a red probably makes our opponent like wonder here. Like, okay, so I have to pay 2 for Kodachi, and then I have to pay. I could pay 1 for this, 1 for Kodachi. So play this for 1. Pay Kodachi 1. 5 for free. Lava Burst, which means I can pay 1 into the Waning Moon here by pitching my Rising Resentment. No, we won't pay here. So our opponent didn't have an explosive turn. We could have pitched our Brand with Cinderclaw here. And our turn would have been shaped. Oh, I guess I can't play my Lava Burst now. So if I AB 0 and I pay 1, I can throw my Lava Burst. Sorry, I would like to. Sorry, opponent, I miscounted. Like, I'm going to take 3 and pay here. So playing too quickly, I wasn't considering the effect of Cold Snap here. Was not considering the effect of Cold Snap, and that definitely got me some points right there. It would have cost me a lot of points in a real match, where I wasn't counting all the way through. So this is like stuff like that is exactly why I like to like talk through and like do this stuff on stream so that I can make sure that I'm getting everything correctly when I'm practicing here, so that when I go to Nats, ProQuest, RTNs, you know, things like that, that I am making the correct decisions and I'm playing correctly. Actually, it's technically correct to just Kodachi here, because I have another blue if they decide to play Blizzard here. Now, if they were going to Blizzard, they'd just wait anyway, but it is worth noting that it's worth doing that way. The Kodachi was definitely correct to throw first because I already had a Brand with Cinderclaw. Now, the Draconic effect of Brand with Cinderclaw was relevant, so I didn't need to throw my second one. I just needed to throw my first one. So Phoenix Flame's going to be for 2 here because of Shuko. Our opponent has taken a few points here. I'm curious to know if their hand is good or like if their hand is just like that good, or like if I don't like there's a multitude of reasons they could be doing this. Okay, so they give us an 8-point lead and keep 3 cards, which means this is more than likely an Ether Ice Vein. I guess you can't be right all the time, huh? Wow, I did not see that coming. That's very surprising. Huh. So wow, I'm just kind of like taken back by their play here, if you want the truth. Yeah, let's pitch our Spreading Flames. Our Artivore is better in Arsenal than our Spreading Flames. Man. Like, even if they had, like, why? Okay. This makes more sense now. They're playing Sigil. They're not on attack, or I guess they are on attacks because they have E-Strike. I think Lucas's list, the guy named Lucas, and if you guys have never met him, Lucas is like, I think he's not very old. I think he's like 16 or 17, and He got 11th in Nats at last year's Nats after going 1 and 2 in draft to start Nats. It was super impressive, and he finished 11th. He finished day 1 X and 3, and then won every single round day 2. It was quite a showing. And then he top 8'd this year. So if that's like, I don't like, his name's Lucas. I don't remember his last name. Maybe I can't remember his last name, but he was playing Sigil of Solace. This is probably his list if I had to guess. Oh no, that's backbreaking. That is not good at all for me. Man, because that means they're going to put the energy potion on the top of the deck. And I set up this whole turn. This whole turn was set up so that we could go Kodachi into play energy potion Arsenal Art of War. Whew. That's tough. That's a tough scene. Well played by my opponent here. I assume they have a red they're going to pitch. Yeah, I'm not gonna play differently. I'm not gonna play differently here. Like I'm not that kind of person. I don't want people to do that to me. Like it's not fair to play differently with new information that you wouldn't have had. So trying to figure out what the tunic resource was for. Okay. So they've seen 2 sigils. So our opponent goes to 32. I'm going to pass. Arsenal this. And now, I mean, our hand's pretty good. Oh, and they have the channel. Jeez. So let's use Tunic here to try and keep our life up. This game is going a lot differently than the one that we played earlier. Our opponent is playing a lot more efficiently. We're just going to play E-Strike here because I know it's the safe play. Like, they have a channel. They're not incentivized to play the channel here because we played E-Strike. And we named buff power, which means we're just trying to come in for 7 here. So our opponent is very incentivized to just not play their channel, block with 2 cards, Coronet peek me, and then take their turn as they would anyway. That, or I guess they could block with 1 card if they have another Ether Ice Vein, and then they could Ice Vein and Waning Moon me, which is also a terrifying world to live in. This is definitely a game that we have fallen behind in, and we need to like have an explosive turn. Pretty much just trying to sit on this Art of War. I mean, that's a pretty good one. They can take our blue here. No, they take Ronin Renegade. Okay. The thing about playing against Icelander is that she has the window to play instants before the reaction step, and a lot of decks don't have that. So it makes it tough to like get our empowerment off. We're going to have to... I guess I'm just going to take 2 here, go to 30. I'm now losing the race to Icelander, which is like very bad. Very, very, very bad. I think our opponent's debating whether they want to play channel here or not. They obviously decided they didn't want to get the channel out. this turn. I mean, they're probably trying to sit on it and save it for when they know, because they know the Artivore's in our arsenal. Like, they know this is an Artivore, so that they're probably just trying to, they're probably trying to play as patiently as we are. I was like, let's draw a Snatch or something here, huh? That'd be cool. Nah, I'm not going to banish anything. So we'll come in for 3 go again. We'd have hit like a Snatch right there. They've been absolutely insane. I mean, they would have just given us a card in Iron Rock Gauntlet. Like, it wouldn't have been the end of the world by any imagination, by any means, but still would have been a good play. We'll come in for 1 here with the Phoenix Flame, and then we'll also throw the Kodachi at them. So you're going to block with Fighting Spirit, go to 27. And then this puts them back to 26, and we're just going to pass. I'm honestly curious to know. Okay, so Command and Conquer? Interesting. Now they're really trying to get rid of our Artivore here. It's a good play from our opponent. I'm going to throw the Brand here and see what they do. Like, my 2 cards can't be very explosive here. I'm just going to throw Brand, and then if they let this come through and they don't do anything, I'm just gonna play the Snatch and just go after him here. Like, just like we're trying to put pressure on them without playing our Artivore. Okay, so they are gonna play the Channel. I guess they decided they were tired of sitting on it. So I'm gonna use Tunic in response here to the Icelander trigger, I think. So if we do Tunic in response, we can AB 2 of the 3 that they use. The problem is that we don't know if they're going to Waning Moon. So I guess I'm going to take the Frostbite, and then I'll just pitch the Snatch to the Waning Moon. It's like, and if they get aggressive and use Waning Moon before the Frostbite resolves, then we'll just let it sit. It's weird because, like, whoa, what? Oh, okay, I was like, dude. It's like, there is no way that's correct. Like, absolutely no way that's correct. Yeah, we'll AB 1 here. They probably have an Ether Ice Vein, considering they still have 3 cards in their hand. They go to 24, we go to 28. Like, they're walking the life totals down, and we're only up 4, which is not good for us. This is not a good hand at all. Like, yep. So this is tough. They have an Ice Bolt. We're just gonna pay 2 here, and then we'll pay 2 because, like, our hand's all reds. Like, we can't throw anything. We can AB 1, take 4, go to 24, discard a card, and then throw a 0 for 3, which is, like, not where we want to be at all. So we're just going to have to pass. We can't even, like, use the Tunic here. To be fair, we don't really want to use the Tunic. Like, we want to save the Tunic for our Artivore turn. We know they have an Ice Bolt. Like, it makes sense that they would just, like, probably wait. So if on their turn they play the Ice Bolt and then they pitch another card to Waning Moon me, they can keep their Channel Lake around for another turn. Plus, I have to take some amount of damage, probably. At minimum 1. Yeah, our Icelander opponent here is much better than the one we played earlier today. Really making us work for it here. Had to work for our Azalea match last game, and now we're having to work for this one too. Definitely going to pitch the Phoenix Flame here. We do not want that in our yard. We have 2 Flame Call Awakenings in our deck. Wow. What a hand to try and block a Wounded Bull. Are we just going for the Art of War here? Okay. Interesting decision, but I guess we're going to go to 8. Like, they're not going to keep their Channel Lake around. Play Art of War, buff and banish. So, I guess we're just going to banish the Phoenix Flame, like, which is not great, but I think it's what we have to do. Play Art of War number 2. Like, is playing Art of War number 2 correct? Or are we just supposed to go Brand, Kadachi, Brand, Rising Resentment, Phoenix Flame? Like, use Mask of the Pouncing Lynx at whenever we can, and we can use our Art of War to play around Blizzard if we need to. I suppose that's fine. All right, so this is a pretty good turn. I mean, I guess our opponent just didn't draw any ice cards to, like, keep the channel around a second turn, is all I can come up with. That or they only drew 1 and it was a Blizzard, and so now they're hanging on to the Blizzard to be able to, like, try and stump my turn here. Yes, I guess we're gonna get Assault a Wound. Now let's get a Lava Burst. We decided earlier today that Lava Burst was just better off of the concept that Lava Burst is red and Assault a Wound is yellow, so that we have more resources in our deck that way. That was what I came up with earlier. So let's go for 4. Okay, so they were waiting for a breakpoint card to use their defense reaction. That's a smart call by our opponent. We now control 3 chain links here. Phoenix Flame is for 3 because of Shuko right here. And then this is going to be for 3. What's our turn been for so far? 3, 4, 8, 11, 14. 14 and 6 is 20. So we have a 20-point turn right here, and we're going to get to Arsenal and Art of War again. And our opponent takes 2. They're playing Fates and Sinks. If they're on the Lucas list, then I think they're on like 3 Fates or 3 Sinks and 1 Fate, I think is what it is. Block Shuko Tunic, take 5, go to 12. And then try to play to another big Art of War turn. It's probably what we're looking at here. We got 2 uses out of Tunic, and honestly, I'm used to only getting 1 out of it, so buff and banish, and we're gonna banish the Blaze Headlong, I think is the correct line of play here. I'm just gonna take 3 and see what they do here. I mean, taking 6 and going to 6 is a little bit different. Like, it's a little scarier. Having AB2 means we're only able to block so much of it, and they're doing it before we get new information, which is pretty smart in my opinion. I'm just gonna go to 6 and see what we can do here. I guess we're just gonna go buff and banish here again. I guess we're just gonna try and end the game right here if we can. I doubt we'll be able to actually end the game, but we're really hoping to like push through as much as we can. So this is gonna be for 5. Double Ardivore in the same turn was like really good, but somehow terrible. Go figure that one out. If they play Blizzard here, we can play around Blizzard by pitching our Lava Vein loyalty. Okay. Man. Kind of calling our shots here a little bit. Really wish we would have got to play that Lava Vein loyalty. It would have been for 4. This is also going to be for 5. He definitely should have played the Blizzard before he decided whether to block or not. Now, the scary thing is that we're at 6 and our opponent still has 4 equipment he can block with here. If they want to keep their last 2 cards, I'm going to make them give us some amount of equipment here. Like, they have to. Because this Phoenix Flame is going to be for 4. Which means if they want to live, they have to give us Coronet Peak and Iron Rod Gauntlet. If they want to keep their last 2 cards, they could keep Tunic if they wanted to. It's been a very interesting game. Our opponents really made us earn it this game. This has been a good game. A lot of back and forth in my opinion. Tunic and a card from hand. Okay, Coronet Peak and a card from hand. Okay. So they're going to keep their arsenal here. I'm gonna arsenal the energy potion here. Actually, that's just incorrect. Let's arsenal the Lava Vein loyalty here if we're gonna have to arsenal something, because Lava Vein loyalty is a card that we can at least play. Now they might just be able to kill us here. I'm honestly not sure. So we go to 5. If they have Ready through Ice Fan in their hand, we're still not dead. Right? Because if they do this, we block 2, take 1. Ooh, going to 1, huh? This feels like my opponent's trying to like bait me out here. Like bait me out into like getting me here, and they might be, I don't know. Like we still have 2 AB here. So like it's tough for them to kill us. Not impossible, but it's tough for them to kill us here. I'm also honestly terrified that we're just going to draw a lot of reds and we're just going to die to the fact that like if they go for it, like there comes a certain point. Sorry, there's a hair on the mic. It comes to a certain point in like games like this where like our opponent just has to go for it. Like where they're just like, yeah, like they have to. There's no choice. Oh, that sucks. So if they have a 3 block in their hand, I mean, I guess even if they have another 2 block, okay, so they're going to go to 2, and then they have a defense reaction here, obviously. Two is terrifying because it means that Kodachi is no longer just lethal. And that's one of the problems with having Arcane Lantern, is that we only have 1 Kodachi to threaten them with here. There's no way you're pitching your last card. I mean, yeah, I'll take 1 and go to 4. I don't think that's... I mean, I guess Warmonger's Diplomacy probably is the correct decision. All right, let's push a breakpoint here. I mean, again, I don't think they can kill us with the extra blue. I just don't think it's possible. Like, I don't... Had we drawn 1 blue? Probably. That 16th blue in our deck has really smoothed out our consistency against Icelander. Hey, what's up, Billy? Just got my first game in against Prism and made 1 misplay, but had tempo the entire game. So, like, did your misplay cost you the game, you think? Or did it cost you the game? Or, like, did you just have enough tempo to, like, be able to get across the finish line? So, I'm going to throw Kodachi here. See what they do. They're going to go to 1. I'm going to throw Snatch. This was tough because I could go for it, but if I go for it and they have it, I'm just dead. Like, that's the joys of having 2 blues, is that I kind of just get to keep 1 and just kind of stare at them. Now, they have to give me 2 cards, and unfortunately, with an arsenal, they have a much heavier chance of being able to kill us if they have a card in their arsenal than if they don't. So, no, I won. I had the tempo. I forgot I had reinforced in my arsenal and wasn't going to undo since I already started my turn. No, I mean, that's fair. Like, it's definitely, like, understandable to, like... It's definitely understandable to, like, redo, like, undo things at a certain point, but only at a certain point, and that's kind of how I feel about things as well. So, it's nice that you won, though. I mean, it's nice that you won, like, even through, like, a mistake. I guess if they'd had Ready through Ice Vein, they would have won. I wasn't thinking about that. If they had Ready through Ice Vein, they would have won that game right there. Because I would have AB2, took 3, went to 1, and then when they go for the Waning Moon, I can AB2 and then take 1. Yeah, so they would have won with Ready through Ice Vein, so we could have died. Interesting. That's good to note. That's good to keep something to track of. It's also important to note that, like, there was a moment when I just wasn't counting correctly. So, yeah, and it was the Dominate that draws 2 cards. Oh, gotcha. The follow-up wasn't backbreaking. I mean, that's true. Like, Herald of Erudition is a very good card and, like, puts on a lot of pressure. It sounds like you were very lucky that the backup, that the follow-up wasn't backbreaking there, honestly. Shoo. All right, well, 6-2 on the day. Our 2 losses, what did we lose to? We lost to Azalea. Silas beat us on Azalea. We actually ran into Silas today. And then we lost to Alexi early on, who Alejandro said that their draws were a little nutty. I try not to be the person who's just like, oh, I got high rolled, but their draws seem pretty good. They had some pretty solid draws. But we beat Icelander twice. We beat Bravo twice today. Like, we had a lot of good games today. Played against a lot of good meta decks, trying to, like, figure out the meta and, like, figure out how this Icelander deck, Lord, I was just thinking about Icelander, how this Fi deck fits into the meta, and if we can consistently win against things. So I feel like with 3 Command and Conquers and with 3 Breaking Points, we're just going to have to test more into Lexi and Azalea and see if we can win those matchups consistently, because our 2 losses today were to both of the Ranger heroes in the format. So definitely something to walk away with and think about. I feel a little bit better about our Icelander matchup today than I did last night. Last night felt really bad when I was playing it, and it felt like there wasn't really anywhere to go with it. So to see that it looked a lot better today made me feel a lot better. It was nice to see that. Nice to see that like some of the changes we made were really paying off. The 16th blue and the second AB seemed to really like help us out in that matchup. So anyway, that's it for today, guys. I appreciate everybody coming by and hanging out. Appreciate Vajith. Appreciate you becoming a member. It means a lot, buddy. Appreciate it a bunch. I'm trying to think. I will not be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Carly's birthday. We're going to trivia night. That's what she wanted to do for her birthday, so I'm super excited to go to trivia. And I think we're gonna have a really good time. I don't think there's anything going on Tuesday. I'm not sure. I'll probably be back on Tuesday. So I will see you guys then. Thanks for hanging out and have a good week, guys.